Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Ugly Face Gaming here, and welcome to another Dragon Ball. Kind of not necessarily like a review or anything like that, but I just want to talk about Dragon Ball as of late because of what happened within the dubbed version that Funimation put out. So it was really insane. But obviously, before I do begin, I am finally playing more Jump Force. It's been a hot minute since I've last played this game. This is all gameplay, obviously, of me playing ranked online. So there are going to be some losses because I don't necessarily want to show you guys just the wins to make you guys think I'm good at this game. I'm not good at this game. I just really enjoy this game, and obviously, I believe they actually announced another character. I forgot what her name was. I think it was like Biscuit or something like that. I should really double check. I don't even think that's a character, but so we are getting three characters for Jump Force as DLC: Kaiba, All Might, as well as this newcomer. I should have really checked and make sure I actually got the name right. But yes, we're getting these three characters at the very end of this month, I believe. So that's really crazy. So I'm really hyped for it. Obviously, you guys could really check out the channel because I will be uploading videos of those three characters. But let us actually move that to a side and let's talk about Dragon Ball because I know a lot of you guys might be asking, what am I actually going to talk about? This has to do with the dub version of Goku versus Jiren. Now, Funimation, obviously, the Tournament of Power ended for the sub a long time ago. It was extremely amazing, and I do love the Tournament of Power for what it was. But Funimation, guys, I don't know what it is with Funimation and just messing things up. Obviously, they took out Vic Mignogna from the actual Blu-ray and DVD set. They've been doing a lot of really sneaky things as of late, and this was just kind of like another thread in that needle because for Goku versus Jiren, they did one of the biggest oopsies that a lot of people have been noticing, especially those who have watched the sub version in comparison to the dub version. Obviously, if you didn't watch the sub version and you're watching it from the dub perspective, so it was your first time watching Goku versus Jiren's fight, the very first one where he gets the Omen of Ultra Instinct, you would have probably not noticed anything actually wrong. Now, before I do get into more of the specifics, I know I am late because this episode actually aired like last week, but it was something that barely came to my attention because I honestly really didn't see a difference until I actually went back over it. I saw a lot of people talking about it, and I was like, hey, might as well, let's see what you guys think about this. So, obviously, when it came to the Goku versus Jiren fight, a lot of people were extremely happy of how it came out in the dubbed version. And honestly, Jiren's English voice actor is extremely amazing. I always put it on my Instagram and my Snapchat as well as my art Instagram, which, the link is going to be in the description if you guys want to check out my art. I always compliment the English voice actor of Jiren because he does a really good job. It's a really deep voice. It does, in my opinion, complement well to the subbed version of it. So like the Japanese voice actor of it. But when it came to the fight, a lot of people had troubles with the animation because it's like towards the end of that actual fight when Whis is actually explaining like, oh, how much longer could Goku last within the Ultra Instinct form, because he does see heat coming out of the body. Obviously, that heat is kind of repellent and it's making Goku weaker as time progresses. So obviously, once he's out of Ultra Instinct, his body can't really maintain all of that energy, which we do get to see within that final moment where we do get to see Goku and Jiren on top, kind of like levitating, and they're punching each other. Obviously, for the subbed version, this scene went by super smooth. Like, it was really crisp the way it was moving. Like, it was meant to showcase that the characters were moving at a really fast pace, because obviously Goku and Jiren were like the strongest within the Tournament of Power. So obviously, when it came to the sub version, it was going smoothly. It was like going really fast and rapid. But when it came to the dub version, it was just completely off. Like, I don't know what it is with dub sometimes when they mess up the animation, but Funimation messed up the animation bad. And like I stated, at first I didn't really notice until a lot of people were pointing it out, and I did go back and watch it, and people had like side by side comparisons. This animation was kind of choppy for that scene. Like, when Goku was punching, it was more noticeable for Goku than obviously Jiren. But for the Goku part of the dub that Funimation actually put out, Goku's arms were moving kind of slow as well as really choppy, so it didn't give out that feel that they were moving at a fast rapid pace. It kind of just seemed like they were just flinging their arms back and forth at a really weird motion and a really weird decreased speed, and that had a lot of people upset, especially like I stated, the people who have watched it subbed and dubbed. They did notice this, and a lot of people were mad at Funimation for the lack of actual animation, and especially since the person who actually did episodes 109 and 110, I believe, those two episodes, that animator is a really good and well loved animator. Like, he's one of the famous ones in terms of art and animation style for Dragon Ball, and to see Funimation kind of just diddle that down into the animation that they actually had for that episode, it was really shocking. Like, you wouldn't expect Funimation to stoop that low. Like, honestly, for me, I didn't really mind it much, but after a while, seeing the comparisons and seeing how bad it is in comparison to the actual sub, Funimation really messed up. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I highly recommend going and watching the episode dub so you can actually see what I'm referring to, because I kind of suck at editing and I don't know how to put those two clips side by side. But it was really, like, after I actually watched it and I analyzed it, it was pretty bad to notice like how much you could actually notice the bad animation for the arms flinging back and forth. Like, I don't know what Funimation are doing that they messed up the fight in which it actually looks that choppy, and that really scares me for future, Dragon Ball Super episodes that Funimation's actually going to bring out, because this was one of the epic fights that a lot of people loved within the subbed version of Dragon Ball Super. Obviously, the very first time Goku and Jiren fought, that was like the standing point of what the Tournament of Power was going to be. And not to mention that there's going to be more fights in which they actually move their arms really rapid as well. Obviously, the Goku versus Jiren for later on, and many of the fights later on, like the higher fights, like Disbo and Frieza, Topo and Vegeta, those fights have a lot of those motions. And if Funimation messed up the animation for the very first epic fight of Dragon Ball Super, just imagine how bad they're going to mess up in all of those future episodes. Like, this is a really small thing that they could fix, but the fact is, are they going to fix it so that it actually matches up with the subbed version? Because Funimation, like, I'm hoping you guys actually fix this, animation, because if it was choppy during that fight, which was one of the epic fights, hopefully you don't mess it up for, the people who are watching it dubbed and to actually experience a really good fight. For all of you guys who watched it, like, dubbed for the very first time and you saw that choppy animation when Goku and Jiren were fighting, I feel so bad for you, because if you watched it subbed, none of that happened. Like, it was really crisp and clean when you were watching it subbed. So fingers crossed that they don't mess up any more fights in terms of the Tournament of Power, because there are way too many good fights for them to mess up, and this was one of them that they messed up. So hopefully we don't see that within all the other fights, because from there on, there's just amazing fights left and right. So fingers crossed that they don't mess up any more of that actual animation. But I just want to bring this to you guys' attention to kind of, get like a comparison, because sometimes Funimation does mess up and we really have to shine light on these topics, because if they mess up once and no one brings it up, they're going to keep on messing more of these great fights. And I really don't want the people who are watching it dubbed get that bad experience of, wow, this is just really choppy animation, because subbed actually did a really good job. Like, in my opinion, I don't think subbed actually had any kind of rough edges in their animation throughout the Tournament of Power. It's just Funimation, for some reason, they're doing a really bad job. So, what did you guys have to say about this? Have you guys watched episode, I believe it's 110, where the choppy animation actually comes out? Have you guys watched episode 110 dubbed? And what did you guys think about it? Did you notice that slow animation when Goku was punching? Did you not really care about all of that? Are you just watching it for the episodes? And that's pretty much it, guys. Like, it was really subtle, but obviously for a diehard anime fan who actually loves Dragon Ball, this was something that I kind of wanted to bring light to all of you guys, so you guys can actually notice that Funimation sometimes does do the wrong thing, and hopefully we could get more light within this problem so they don't mess up on future fights. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy these type of videos in which I actually talk about stuff like this, because I know a lot of people talked about it, but I feel like this is something that we should really bring out, because Dragon Ball Super is known for its art and animation, and if Funimation is ruining that, imagine what they're going to do later on in the Tournament of Power once we get to the better fights. So hopefully they do fix it, but like I'm stating, It's a really, really small problem that hopefully they're able to fix. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you do enjoy this type of content where I talk about, Dragon Ball stuff, as well as One Punch Man, as well as Attack on Titan stuff, make sure to leave a like, as well as subscribe for future content. I am back on Twitch, which obviously, because since I'm actually done with school, I might be streaming on Twitch. I'll probably put it on screen or somewhere in the description, which is twitch.tv/Captain Huggyface. I will be streaming Attack on Titan 2 the game, doing some missions, doing some stories. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure to hit me up on Twitch so you could watch me and we could interact and just have a fantastic time. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.